Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Against the Storm, Keepers of the Stone, where today we are either sealing the seal or losing a high-stakes game in a very embarrassing fashion. I know which one I would prefer. Let's see if I can actually manage it. So, our most proximal goal here is probably this. We probably want to get 2 more reputation points from events. It is worth noting that the next storm is going to summon a dangerous or forbidden glade event and may well give us an event that we can get a point off of. So that's something cool. But aside from that, we're going to have to break into some more glades. Now, we can't guarantee that the events we'll see will have reputation potential. You know, sometimes neither option gives you rep, but we're just going to have to hope and potentially break into like several glades. And we want to be doing this fairly quickly because we still have 2 more sets of quests and we have no idea what will be offered as ways through them. So we need to get that information as quickly as possible. Okay, how's everything going? Food is trending upward. Combustible supply is trending upward, although it's worth noting that actual wood is trending downward. And I do think it's probably a good idea for us to get some more tools together. Do we have... We have a carpenter design, but we don't actually have any carpenters yet, and we have no other sources of tools. So this probably ought to be something of a priority. And, you know, as always, we're running into the problem of, like, I want to build resource-intensive buildings near the main storehouse, but I don't necessarily want to take up a huge amount of territory that could be going to housing if I don't have to. Yeah, something back here. I mean, like, there's room for a lot of housing back here. Something more over here I like a little bit better. Let's do like this. Okay. And basically, yeah, just keep on keeping on. I am going to instruct them to maybe like open up this area a little bit. We can run this at a higher speed. And yeah, obviously we're still trying to gain reputation points through any means necessary. So we need to generate some incense. We need to open up glades. We need to create jerky. In theory, we should, like, you know, flour coming from anything is fine. Okay, we've cracked through 1. So today's big event is a blood flower. And sadly, this particular dangerous glade event does not come with an ability to gain reputation off of it, which is a real bummer. Nor does this one, but obviously, you know, this is for other things. This building we probably just want to break down because we already have a source of pie and we don't particularly care about porridge. So yeah, I'll probably just rip this one down, get some packs from it, and use those packs for other things. But the blood flower. A deadly carrion organism that feeds on decaying matter, spreads through contaminated rainwater, and multiplies with time, becoming more and more dangerous. But they are a source of extremely rare resources, which is to say, paste. Fertilizer is actually very strong. That's a very strong perk to pick up. And then some crystallized dew, which we can use to make tools. So that's rad. If we don't deal with this pretty soon, it's going to make everybody sick and probably copy itself, which is going to make more people sick. And while the effect is being worked on, food is going to be... We're going to be losing a lot of food. That's frustrating and a huge shame. It's also... the clearing itself has a pretty huge amount of farmland and a bunch of dewberry bushes and stuff. So overall, I think it's actually quite a good clearing. But we do need to deal with this, like, post-haste. And I might say, let's de-emphasize the flour making for a second. You two need to... Nope, I still have the rain mill selected. I was like, wait a second, why am I seeing specialization bonuses? Nobody is specialized in dealing with blood flowers. That's just not a thing. Everybody's equally bad at it. So next clearance in like a minute 20. It's going to take 2.5. I think we're going to see... Oh, because I didn't press the investigate button. Would you please? We're going to see this overlap into the storm a little bit, which is not entirely ideal. Because I am worried that it's going to create starvation during the storm, which is obviously a pretty dangerous situation. So how much time we're going to have like a minute and a half left on this as we enter clearance. How long is clearance right now? Kind of just everything's on hold until we resolve this mystery. Okay, clearance is like, we're good. We're fine. So I guess let's throw up some favor here and see if we can't earn ourselves a bit more reputation. Time for more orders. Let's see what we got. Make a tavern and deliver ale. Have a ton of farm fields, deliver packs of crops. It turns out we're going to generate some packs of crops for free from this event. I think we can do that, and we have a ton of farm fields. It wants a ton, and we have a ton. 5 trade routes worth 15 amber each. That seems really rough. Or fulfill your needs for coats. Like, I think we can do that. I think we can make that work. I have strong feelings about getting our coats running in the first place. This thing is just running with no suitable sources. That's not great. Actually, I might, if the only thing that's available for that is there, what we probably should do is just unassign these two. And then, do we have any other buildings that need attention? Yeah, you probably... That could probably just come out of there. Let's free up some bodies here. We have a bunch of buildings that I haven't really looked at in a minute, and I think we should resolve some of these problems. So we're having trouble keeping a supply of wood. Probably, I'm assuming this is because I am turning wood into boards so much, right? Where are we at on our like advanced building materials? Because the fact is we need the boards. I don't necessarily want to cut that behavior if we're actually at 0 boards, because we need a ton of boards. We will always need more boards, basically. Yeah, where's our other... So our two woodcutters camps are doing exactly what they're supposed to be doing, exactly what I told them to do, and they're generating wood reasonably as quickly as they can. They're both full, right? No, they're not. That's right. I cut people from this one because we were having a labor shortage, which is now resolved. So let's fix that problem. We can definitely get more people in. Unfortunately, our resource harvesting is not ideal, right? We don't have a large foragers camp, so we can't get that going. We do have a small herbalist camp, and there are some berry bushes in various places. I think we're going to start here. This is actually pretty close to the city center. The path would run, you know, something like this. Obviously, I don't want to path over resources. We might harvest those at some point. But let's give these people something of a running chance. So actually, I probably don't want this to be here because I probably want to leave room for the farm. So maybe just like switch that up. We want them to be like, yeah, walking right out into the berry area. All right, speaking of the farm, I am going to Okay, the farm has to be in this corner in order to get all of the spaces. That's fine. All right, so this gives us some information about where we want that road to lay. Now, obviously, we want to take this down. I'm going to make this one person's job. Just get it done when you can get it done. And then leave the other two idle for building purposes for the moment. Alright, did we ever build that clothier? Because that's obviously a very important building in general, but especially now that we've taken the tasks that we've taken. Alright, once these trees are chopped down, we don't have to wait necessarily. This is real close to the warehouse, but also it's outside of the housing area, so that's probably a good spot. And let's call this higher priority. We need also a little bit more housing. Yeah, we are at 16 non-humans, so there we go. One little spot there. Okay. What have we discovered? Root deposits, worm tongue nests. Okay, useful stuff. Also potentially new friends, or we could send them home and get some amber. Unfortunately, we can't do either right now because both of those things require food. And we're in kind of a weird position on food. Okay, cool. The blood flower is no longer fucking up our food supply. Great news, great news. We have some jerky, so hopefully this meat lover thing will just keep running. You have no directly purchasable food. That is very awkward. Because that's really what I was hoping for here. We could buy coats, but I don't know that that really makes sense. We could buy planks and really speed things along. That probably makes more sense. So 5 amber worth of planks. If we just want to spend the amber, we can get like 17 planks. And hold the rest of our resources for who knows what. We do have almost 23 amber worth of sea marrow. We don't need all of it, and we do have more sources of it. But to be perfectly honest with you, I don't know that we need that much more than what we got here. Yeah, I'm gonna just take this trade. We're not on a none of our current orders require us to be buying or selling in particular amounts. Okay, so that's run down. We just need to get the resources from it. Return to home. This forager's camp has run out of stuff to forage. We just unearthed some new roots. And that is it as far as things for you to forage. So I guess let's put you down over here for the moment. You know, right next to some road. It'll be fine. Alright, so the clothier has been constructed. Gosh, we do need new people, don't we? Alright, who... This woodcutter's camp, we could replace you with a lizard. To get two harpies in here, but I'm a little worried about... Nah, you know what? Let's do it. You can also use leather. Oh, right. We don't have any resin yet. So we were going to make dyes. And we were going to make dyes from our tinctury, but we haven't built a tinctury. There are so many things. There's so many things going on. Alright, they're just continuing to produce jerky, and I think that's a very reasonable thing to do. We have completed an order, which is great news for us. Additional bodies, and most importantly, a point of reputation that does push us over a blueprint threshold. Although I'm going to be honest with you, what I was hoping to see here was some advanced gathering material, some advanced gathering spots. Because I don't know that we need production that much anymore. So I think we're going to hold this until we have some amber again. The trader leave already? He did. Yeah, I think we're going to hold that until we have some amber again and then figure it out. So yeah, it turns out we're going to need dyes pretty badly. We'll just preemptively... Oh, I mean, actually, never mind. We'll deactivate everything except fish scales. This is exactly what we needed fish scales for. So I'm going to, in fact, unassign you from that, because your job is going to be to help build this as quickly as it can be built. We have exactly enough fabric. Okay, and the Plague of Fishmen spawned a new blood flower, which is a little annoying because we know this is not an event that actually helps us fulfill our reputation thing, and also it's just gonna fuck our food up again. That's actually like a supremely annoying event to have placed. I am gonna go for it right now. Like, let's just get it done. Let's unfavor here. Gosh, it is taking forever for them to run back these resources. Okay, so you notice there are two different specialization bonuses. There are two different kinds, broadly, I believe. There are proficiency bonuses, which make the person produce more stuff every time they run a recipe in that place. And then there are comfort bonuses, which make workers in the building that have the appropriate bonus have higher resolve, which obviously drags the average resolve for their species upward. Given the rate of production here, I think I would rather have humans on this. I'd rather have the comfort bonus than the specialization bonus. Where is a good place that we can like swap some people around? Like, we don't need humans in the woodcutters camp or anything. The two humans from this blood flower could be the ones who work this. They just need to finish. Okay, the blood flower's gone. So now we can put y'all two on that. Make some dyes out of... Oh, right, I didn't actually press the button on the blood flower. I always forget. Alright, make the dyes. Then we'll have harpies turn the dyes into coats, which is this a proficiency bonus? This is a comfort bonus. Okay. Our harpies are feeling mighty comfortable as it is since we found all that paste. You know how they just love a mouthful of paste for some reason? Grain production increased for every 25 times it's produced. That's powerful, certainly. I don't know that we need that much grain, if I'm being honest. Or newcomers bring 40% more goods with them for every hearth level gained. Newcomers don't come with a lot of resources in general. I don't know that this is all that meaningful, but I do think this is pretty meaningful. Okay. There's so much stuff that I would love to be doing, and we just have so many people devoted to so many things. Alright. We need to break through into more glades. Now that the storm is over... Or shoot, I'm supposed to be breaking through the glades during the storm, aren't I? Was that this... Yeah, discovering a glade during the storm grants 10 tools. I totally forgot about our improvised tools until just this moment. Okay, well, that's not ideal. In any case, too late to worry about it now. Let's crack through to this one, I guess. Real close to home, we'll be able to make the run to do stuff here very quickly. Yeah, all right, okay. Let's set out a tree path here. Nice narrow tree path. Please just get to the glade. All right. Newcomers, how many do we get? Newcomers showing up with tools I don't think we can turn away, and that's 8 additional bodies, which is actually fantastic news. So let's get like some herbalists over here gathering berries. Okay, this got torn down. That's great news. We can temporarily assign some people to that, just more hands to get the thing out of the way faster, and then that will lead to all of them becoming available more quickly. This trapper's camp, we can move up here. I don't necessarily know that I'm going to reactivate it right away, but we can at least get it over there. And then we have lots and lots of flour. I'm actually going to uncheck all this stuff. We're going to have a lot of grain. Just make the flour out of grain. Only make it out of grain. And then once we have that going, we don't really want biscuits, right? We just want pie. And pie can be made out of... Do we have actual herb income right now? I don't know. But getting this whole machine running, unfortunately, is like pretty body expensive. And at the moment, pushing hard for more reputation isn't really the thing that we need to be doing. The Mortal Blood reputation is from Resolve. So, I guess we could be pushing... I would really like to just hit 2 good events, but obviously that... there's a tremendous element of luck there, in that we have to be shown 2 events. Are these things classed as events? They are. It says Glade event. This probably counts. We have enough tools to bring this one home. We haven't seen another one. I'm kind of inclined to just bring this one home because we also have an immediate use for the amber. So this is what we'll do with a couple of the other people who are available. And then we obviously want to leave some people loose to finish our construction goals and whatnot. And yep, we're low on food because we're still working this flour, but soon that won't be true anymore. We are eventually going to need to produce tools. That is probably the next thing I'm assigning people to before we even worry about this or another farm or anything. But you know what? Our resolve levels are managing themselves. We're doing a good job on food. We're finding food as, rewards for stuff. But we're keeping people housed. We have enough needs fulfilled much of the time that a lot of this stuff is taking care of itself. The coats are just now actually getting built. Okay, let's see what's going on up here. So, mushrooms, big and small. Some more fertile soil, a large abandoned cache, which is great news. And a Glade event that does not have the possibility of giving us resolve. Fun. An old broken piece of rain punk technology, this big leaking cauldron. It's contaminating all the soil around it. It will destroy all of our planted crops and really just make people very unhappy if we don't do something about it real quick. We can burn it down and earn ourselves some useful stuff. Or we can fix it and have it spawn some farm fields. We definitely do not need farm fields. And I do kind of think I would rather have the fertilizer and the parts. We have plenty of oil. Yeah, and we could use sea marrow for this if we didn't. This is an empathy choice, which is interesting. We don't have anything that specifically cares about our empathy choices, do we? It's basically like fertilizer versus recultivation. We don't have the people to take advantage of more crops. But this lets our people get the thing done more efficiently. It's going to be a couple of minutes of real rough times food-wise. 3 minutes, yeah. But I think I'm gonna do it. We're just gonna burn this shit down. And you know, we're finding glade events. It's just a matter of getting more tools. Okay, housing. Yeah, we finished that house, and now we need like a couple dozen more houses. I need 2 more human houses. We haven't actually built out the roads back here. Obviously, it's not, you know, it's not hard to see what the intent was. Maybe not that space. So 2 more human houses, and then we have a total of 23 non-humans. So we are going to need 2 additional shelters as well. Okay. Somebody has to reach their house by going around the back here, which I guess is not like entirely ideal. This woodcutter's camp doesn't need to be here anymore. So we hit the number of just like raw glades that we need to open for archaeology. We did moving those crates did get us some value on Blood of the Stag, and Mortal Blood is just climbing up, you know, regardless of what we're up to. They're both things that we care about, so like honestly, accomplishing this in either way is good enough. But I definitely think it's still going to be faster to do it via events. We just need to get a hold of 12 tools. When's our next trader in? Okay, Jorg might show up with a bunch of tools in 5.5 minutes. Although obviously I would prefer to just build my own. Check that shit out. Yeah, show him who's boss. Where did you even get those? Have we just had those things the entire time? That's crazy. It turns out we have no particular... Yeah, just anybody can come down here and make us some tools, and probably they should do so. And probably they should just do it until we run out of resources to make tools with. Because you never really stop benefiting from more tools. Alright, looks like the housing's getting done pretty quickly. We actually do have enough folks idle to be getting things accomplished. Yep, and with nobody homeless, we are once again just like very positive on resources. You know, that's not a bad trade route. I was kind of holding on to our packs in case we are given another offer that wants particular trade routes. With our trader coming in like 5 minutes, how much time has passed? Okay, so our trader's going to be here in 4 minutes. I don't remember exactly how long they stay for. We might not get this money in time, but we'll get this money in time. I don't know that I want to sell our fabric. I'm gonna hold off on that one, but we'll just get a little bit of cash. All right, The need for coats is starting to be fulfilled there. That's great news. Yeah, we've got our complex industries running. The humans are also almost at the reputation threshold. Honestly, mortal blood may in fact be the way that we get out of this. So okay, we have nobody unhoused now. Fantastic. We have 4 people who don't currently have jobs. That's not enough to turn on pie making. You know, optimally speaking. We have the coat thing happening. Like, what do we want to do with these 4 people? I think is a pretty reasonable question. We could process this right now, I suppose. We have just enough meat. Yeah, let me see if I can get this done really fast. Please earmark that meat for questing. As much as I do love extra bodies, I also, you know, we do want to have some amber on hand. All right, final set of orders. Have 16 harpies. That feels unrealistic given where we're at right now. Fulfill all of these needs is also somewhat unrealistic, but a big benefit here is that if we do this unrealistic thing, we get an incredibly valuable resource, which is not true in the other direction. And then this one, discover 2 glades within 450 seconds of each other, or, I mean, this is gonna happen for sure. Some copper ore that we can potentially make bars out of, that we could potentially make tools out of. Or lose hostility. I think we're gonna take that one. That one's also a little easier to do. But again, I am not suspecting that overall reputation is going to be our sticking point here. All right, so how are we doing on tools? We're up to 10. And they are still cranking away. Looks like we're not even going to have to buy any tools from the trader. All right, let's do a favor to keep the reputation rolling in. Oh, we did pull... Well, first of all, we can re-roll this. We also got a second point. We don't need any of this stuff, right? Oh, we currently can't produce incense. That's an interesting point. We don't need pickled goods. This is a better incense recipe. Yeah, I'll take the distillery. I don't know that we're going to work a distillery right away, but it does feel like a thing we ought to have. And right now, we can't make copper bars out of copper. So let's fix that too. And maybe we just never get the ability to take advantage of these larger resource nodes, which would be a shame, but honestly, I don't think it's like an untenable position. What we do need to do is get a little bit more food production going. Y'all are almost done gathering those roots. Small trappers camp can gather, you know, insects and meat a little bit. We have the grain coming in, but we don't have... I mean, they're also producing vegetables, you know. Over here, they've been digging fish and scales out of this pond for... Oh, quite a while. The pond's empty. Okay, so yeah, when they gather the nets, those people are basically done. That's interesting. I'm a little worried about that, if I'm honest. That's a little concerning. Food situation's getting worse, not better. Maybe we do people this farm and we just make it like a vegetable farm? Can you You don't make pies just out of... No, they won't make pies out of raw vegetables. They're about to pull a bunch of herbs from that pond, which I guess is like kelp pie. Is that a thing? People eat pies made of... It's a worrying notion to me. I have a thing about kelp anyway. I find kelp to be extremely gross. It really, really, really bothers me. Okay, proficiency is a 10% chance for double yield. That's the precise value of it. And if we see these people here, yeah, comfortable workers get +5 resolve, which is helpful in situations like this. So we're running out of resources to make the jerky out of. I think we gotta assign people to this thing. So let me... We're here in the monastery. Bump you for a human, so that you can come over here and work this. And that leaves no loose... no free hands. Well, except these two, right? When these two finish running the cauldron. Oh, our need for coats is fixed. Bunch of extra coats, so much fabric, and 5 new villagers. You know what? That'll do. I'm not upset about that. That is a lot of new mouths to feed, but it's also a lot of new hands to help feed mouths. And you know how we feel about that. So... Okay, that's a proficiency bonus. Let's do that. Let's do this. Yeah, we'll get some pie flowing here. Oh, and right, none of you have housing. That's not ideal. So we do need another human house. We can just fit one here. And then we do need another shelter as well. Which can just go, like, yeah, we're gonna move you over to... I don't even know where. Let's move you over to here and have you target this big bunch of mega trees and just kind of like stay out of the way for the moment. So you can put this other shelter down here. Okay. And are we seriously out of wood? How are we always out of wood? We do have the resources or the tools now to break this open, and I think that's something to prioritize, which means that I need to pull some people off of something. Y'all don't have anything to do? Are we good on advanced building materials for the moment? You know what? Honestly, good enough.
Yeah.
Let's get that running. And obviously, like, you know, these two are still about to free up, but they'll help build the housing and whatnot. The housing situation is going to be a little, it's going to be a little whack here in a second. These poor lizards. Okay, so do not open up a big glade right now. I am now remembering there's a little payout for opening up a small glade right now. We get some tools. Do I want to like redirect someone somewhere in that? I guess like a small glade that's near something we have open already is particularly valuable because we might be able to get more food. Might be able to find more food nodes. Let's see if we can get them to crack into this glade in time. My guess is we will not make it. Oh, apparently I breached this glade. Oh, these guys ran out of Well, shit. Like, first of all, I guess cool because that's going to give us tools. But secondly, we like ran into Plague of the Dark Forest full speed there, so that's not great. So we have an open vault. We have an abandoned cache. We have meat deposits that we can actually take advantage of. That's pretty rad. Happy about that. All right, so the situation here. An open entrance to an ancient dungeon. Strange sounds can be heard coming from inside. It will kill every living being within 20 fields if we don't deal with it in 13 minutes. And you can see the green area on the map extending over a bunch of our houses and shit. So obviously this is problematic. We can just bury the entrance. Woodcutters and gatherers take minus 12 resolve during the build. Or we can perform a ritual to get some ancient tablets and stuff here. Obviously, there's some value in ancient tablets. We do have an order that is looking for them. At the same time, getting reputation points from burying it would be pretty handy. Let's let this play out, and we'll see how we want to deal with that. Presumably people are just, the workers here are just running stuff back from the nets, right? Because there's no charges in the pond to gather anymore. Although I don't see the stuff coming down. I don't know. I'm going to let them do their thing. I'm not going to stress about it too much. We are about to hit... Well, hold on. The storm's about to end. Okay, and here comes Jorg. My man Jorg, we no longer need your tools. Okay, we are actively working on this. We have 40 seconds. You're gonna be a long... Okay, I'm gonna let him stick around for a second. I want to see what happens when we finish that event. If it actually does push us over to full rep here, because I think we have a fractional point that's being rounded, right? We took 3/4 of a point from something. But if this can finish and we can see the 3rd seal requirement, I'd like to do that before spending any amber, because we might be able to buy stuff that we need from Jorg, obviously. Cooking steam is not very good for us. I definitely don't want to bother trying to store drizzle water or whatever. More deposits in things could be useful. Okay, there we go. Everybody's got housing and whatnot. That's very good for us. Do I want to just send 2 people to knock this out too? Try to get this done very, very quickly. Well, it's not going to get done before he would leave in any case. So yeah, we're waiting for this bar to fill, because this will give us a point of reputation, and then we will see where we're at. Okay, 3 of 3 accomplished. So let's press the button. I guess we must have had a fractional point already somewhere. All right, the blood of the Guardian already flows in its heart. Now we need something that will help it rise high above this evil land. It needs feathers, big feathers. So complete any Forbidden Glade event, any complex food and services needs fulfilled, or we could give it a bunch of our amber. The thing is, we're doing this, right? We're doing pie, we're doing coats. So I think if we just unpause this, like, it's tempting to just slam the crystal feathers button now, but I think Queen's feathers will actually fulfill. Also earned ourselves a cornerstone, I guess. Cannibalism's not, I think, we don't necessarily need a huge number of newcomers from this point. Like, I'm not sure if I'm even going to take more people on right now because of where we're at with food generation, but if we start losing people because of food reasons, you know, might be valuable to us to do that. And unfortunately, not really a lot of edible stuff here. And I don't think we got it open during during the appropriate season. So,
Hello.
what we could buy from this guy that would be helpful is food, right? Because we're like massively on top of coat production, but we're like pretty low on jerky and yeah, we're pretty low on jerky and we don't have a ton of pie filling right now. So if we just bought, and if we bought jerky straight up, yeah, if we just buy all his jerky. Here's the thing. We can afford to I suppose I could buy biscuits, but I'd rather just buy the biscuits, and the herbs are like the same price. It's wild. We can afford to spend so much amber that even if this for some reason doesn't work out, we can still get crystal feathers done, because we have trade goods available and because we haven't yet collected the amber from the good stockpile that we just solved. I have no problem just putting down 30 amber here. Although, again, sea marrow trades very well, and we do have a ton of it available. So what we could do is, like, we could make this like 20 sea marrow and 10 amber, and then still be like in a real good spot in a lot of ways. All right, yeah, let's just see if the queen's feathers will fulfill if we just let our people fulfill their needs, because it should. Where we are eating complex foods, but we have to wait for people to actually like go get the things. So we have to wait for people's like breaks to occur and stuff. All right, this small foragers camp cannot be moved to do anything else. Yeah, all right. Well, y'all get out of that. And then how many herbalist camps do we have? Because we do have the resources for another one. And maybe we should be doing more herbalism. Berries make good pie filling. Yeah, this seems like an okay place for that. And where do we have harpies? Okay, the carpenter doesn't need to be all harpies. There we go. Assign a couple harpies to that. Good, good, good. The carpenter is out of metals. Is that the case? Yeah. All right. We're not in a place where we're getting more metals soon, so let's pull all of you then. That's fine. All right, so the food needs are reading fulfilled. The service needs are not, which is weird because, oh, clothing is not services. Okay, clothing is a different need category. I thought it was. Well, in that case, yeah, we're not doing any services. So actually, we will just go ahead and jam a bunch of amber in here. Feathers made entirely of wealth. Okay, the Guardian begins to take shape. All that is left is to breathe a living spiritual essence into it so that it will finally rise and defeat our enemies with the power it has torn from them. People have regained hope, though they suffer more than ever. They still believe in you. Don't fail us now. Okay, so if we can keep human and lizard resolve at truly insane levels. If we can sell 50 amber and deliver 50 packs of luxury goods. Jorg just left, right? Of course he did. Complete 2 dangerous or forbidden glade events with, effectively an infinite timer. It's not, the timer's not real on that one. All right, we have somebody coming. I Every time you open or send an abandoned cache to the Citadel, hostility goes down, but it's pretty high right now. Like, it would be hard to get this past a level. Free packs of provisions is kind of cool. You know, at the very least, they sell. And then, okay, so here we go. Big Foragers Camp, Big Herbalists Camp. These are both pretty significant for us. So we have some of these big mushroom deposits. We have big root deposits, which come with herbs. We have a large berry bush down here. It's probably the herbalist one. And that means I'm actually going to move this over to here. And we are going to gather mushrooms. Okay. Yeah, that'll be really good for us. So as we continue to push resolve levels, I mean, we can maybe get there. Right now what I'm thinking is Essence of Wealth. So packs of luxury goods are made of scrolls or tea or ale. Like, we know how to make incense. This would be a thing where we build a distillery, we make incense, we ensure that nobody's using it for the religion need. Please do not religion. Yeah, that seems to me to make sense. Oh shit, you can make it out of yeah. You can make it out of fish scales. That's extremely rad. And we can do business, right? Ooh, our humans are almost at high enough resolve to reach this threshold from favoring. Not quite. And we'll just have a council of folks working together to package up the incense. I mean, like, listen, if we happen to get any of this stuff, and we totally might, just pack it into luxury goods forever. Never stop making luxury goods. We're probably not even thinking about tools. I'm unchecking tools so that they won't carry any wood into the building, because I think we kind of need our wood. This has never actually been dealt with, but, you know, somebody should probably deal with it. Just go salvage that. We don't need to rebuild that. Yeah, we don't need to rebuild that. Just take that building apart. Okay, we are finally unloading the nets over here. So we do need to finish this thing. We also still need to actually get our reputation bar full, but I'm not worried about that. I think we're well on our way with all of these things. Do we have the ability to make skewers? Where is the... Here we go. You can make skewers out of jerky? That feels counterproductive. Alright, let's try to see if we can get Utopia completed here. Oh shit, I forgot about this. This needs to be handled. Do we just bury the entrance? Like, if we do the Chest of Ancient Tablets thing, we're so close to having Forbidden Essence covered. And we could just do it with oil. The thing is, we don't really need dyes or pottery. And this doesn't actually solve any problems that we currently have. We would survive a -12 penalty to resolve for the moment. This will also be a resolve penalty, effectively. This gives us stuff to sell at the very least. Yeah, and it's pretty valuable stuff. Okay, go do it. And please do it quickly. Because I totally forgot about it, and if it goes off, it's going to be very bad times for everybody. All right, do we want to sell some stuff? You know what, oil? Not right this second. Okay. All right, there goes the incense. You know, if we take the ancient tablets for this and we don't end up hitting it, we at least have ancient tablets for archaeology. Okay, they're gonna get that done well before it needs to be done, which is great news. If we can just get the lizards to produce and eat some skewers, I think that's all the reputation we need, really. Or even if we can't. I didn't time this very well, so this is still going to be active for a full minute during the storm. Hold on a second. Discover 2 dangerous or forbidden glades. If you don't, 3 villagers will die during the coming drizzle. I hate to sound mercenary, but I do believe we're going to just take that one. Where we're gonna just let some people die, because I do not think... Yeah, I don't think that we are gonna be better off just cracking a bunch of random glades and having to deal with events all one after another. Like, I hate to be mercenary about it, but 3 villagers die and then we replace them, I think is the thing. So when we get to... We should probably generate 30 incense for this, actually. Hold on, let me turn off luxury good packing for a moment. Let's get to 30 incense for religious rites, because we pay the 30 incense and immediately receive it back. All right, when this finishes, we're all going to gain a little bit of resolve, which hopefully will put us back positive on the harpies. Yes, cool. Okay, yeah, that hostility effect was doing some work. It was panicking some people. Is there any chance that this guy, luxury crafting blueprints for alchemical buildings, luxury items could include ancient tablets? Maybe I'll have some. Okay, so an herbalist died. I'm just going to go ahead and grab a set of people. We're going to replace the lost herbalist. We're going to replace the lost farmer. We're going to replace the lost distiller directly. And then we actually just need 1 shelter to cover new housing. And a new cornerstone. You know, I kind of like Fungal Guide now that we've set up on these big mushroom areas. We don't really need super fast bakery production. And then also we have to deal with the fact that this has run out of stuff. I think it's time probably to start getting the sea marrow here. Alright, 225 till the trader comes in. And at that point, we're gonna see what's what. Essence of Wealth seems like extremely doable. Ah, need for jerky is not being fulfilled. Get an extra lizard in here. Make these recipes. Okay, so they are trying to do both. Yeah, the issue might just be not enough hands. The pie should stay pretty steady for a while. Okay, this fishing hut gets moved. We have a couple of other like small ponds. Yeah, I don't know. This one, I guess. Right, because this one at least has herbs in it, yeah. Whereas the other one it's scales and fish, right? No, it's scales and sea marrow, which is like... Obviously, we have sea marrow handled. Stuff is it's so difficult. I'm not going to fulfill archaeologist just yet. We're going to hold off on this until we see what's up with the trader. But like these things where you need to fulfill needs, they're so cantankerous because it's got to be like the numbers all have to be right at the same time for a certain amount of time. And okay, here we go. Well, you have some luxuries. So I need to sell 50 value worth of goods. These are worth half a point each. Yeesh. If we're going to make 50 value... Well, we could sell a lot of our parts. We could sell like... If I sell 50 amber, hold on a second. I think this counts. If we just like buy 50 amber worth of stuff. And like we could just buy things that go in the luxury goods pile. We can also just buy a bunch of coats, I suppose. I don't really know that we need, like, we don't need much else that he's selling. We can buy boots. You know, boots are a clothing need that's going unfulfilled. Our service needs are just like really split, is why we're not bothering with any of them. So yeah, I could just buy a bunch of wine or whatever and then give me back some amount of amber. And I know that your amber is like, your amber comes at a little bit of a premium. Can I get like 2 coats? All right. Yeah, that counts. The 50 amber is 50 value of goods. Okay, and that lets us fulfill this. Gets us a bunch of pie. Hopefully helps push us toward utopia. And that means we're definitely not bothering with forbidden essence. And since we're not bothering with forbidden essence, we can use those things for just archaeology instead. And all of a sudden, we're looking real good on reputation. And we just need to get back to producing packs of luxury goods, which we now have all of the resources for. Put 2 people on this, send that back to the queen, and we're done. Ugh, sadly, Well, down here we have 2 nodes next to each other at least. So, sadly, all of the places that meet exist in the world. We just have these like tiny little single deposits, but this is a little better. Okay, cool. And I guess with that, we can actually turn off production of skewers because they're not as efficient and I don't care about them that much. Alright, so grind away, friends. I think we just like turn the speed up because at this point all we're really doing is waiting. And we can push the lizard resolve over this threshold for a little while. That's fun. Oh, they have to be simultaneous. That's... I thought this was one of those things where we could like leave the one value over for a minute and it would get solved and then leave the other value over for a minute and it would get solved, but never mind. We'll just produce packs of luxury goods. Where are my woodcutters? Let's bring someone over here and get back to this, like chopping these ever trees. And this set of woodcutters can honestly be working on something pretty similar. Yeah, no more disturbing the forest. It is 25 completions of the crafting task, which is pretty annoying. There is a specialization bonus available here, but we don't have any beavers. At this point, we probably could turn on the religion need. We have so much incense. Plague of Mysteries. Negative forest mysteries require a lower hostility level to activate. Oh, geez, yeah. So that's going to have downpour turned on for a lot of people because we don't have services for much. I mean, that's not so bad. It's just people are eating extra food. Our food supplies have gotten really, really good. And we are proofed against swarms because everybody's housed. Camp needs to be moved down to here. Alright, I don't think the low resolve is going to be a problem because the storm's about to end. There you go. And everyone was happy forever. +1 production on all packs of goods. Hell yeah. I don't think it matters at this point. I think actually we were already done by the time that occurred. Can y'all... Okay, they just ran back the storage. Just make sure everything, yeah, put everything back. Okay, cool. Here we go. The essence of wealth. I think that describes a lot of the guardian that we ended up making there. That's a very expensive phoenix or whatever. And lo, it was sealed. Those sealed ones are imprisoned once again. Thank you, Viceroy. You not only saved our world, but also rekindled the flame of hope in our people. The faith in something that until now was only a legend of old. The idea that these could be sealed, I guess. Okay, cool. So we got ourselves some stockpiles and stuff. 70 XP. Most importantly, sealing the seals is how you win the game. Okay. And now that the Drizzle Book's seal is complete, Sadrath the Wise has appeared. I'm not allowed to interact with it because, you know, it wants us to build a town. I think all there is to do is end the current cycle. So, we unlocked a whole lot of stuff. get some rewards for our completed seal here. You can see there's a bunch of these. For now, let us just end the cycle. Seal complete. So, this area contains a weakening ancient seal. Hold on a second. Did that count properly? I think, yeah, it must have, because now we can see the seal in the further thing. Yeah, the consequences thing is checked off here. It's just represented in a way that's like a little less clear than I might like. Okay, yeah, so one seal down. There is still so much work to do. We have unlocked some bonus XP and a mask to put in our home. What a generous gift for the queen, from the queen, upon accomplishing such a momentous task. Here, I got you this cheap-ass porcelain mask. Reef bloom. Okay, some reef bloom for our house. Some new kinds of decorations, which will actually be important soon, because I think we should be unlocking the ability to level our hearth up further any minute now. And yeah, that's it. That's all we actually managed there. That's a little sad. We are starting to accumulate these artifacts, which are used to purchase the rewards along the left side of the thing here, including the ability to upgrade our hearths. So we need to pay attention to places where there are artifact rewards. We do have 85 food stockpiles right now, so we're certainly going to be buying a couple of things here, a couple of reasonable upgrades. I will say learning more housing seems very strong. Improving our embarkation point value, also very strong. Yeah, just having built-in blueprints for 3 of the factions' houses is going to make earning reputation from Resolve so much easier, and thus ease our interactions with the offer system, because we won't be so dependent on offers in order to actually win scenarios. So that's good news. And then we should probably, unlock some more embarkation bonuses now that we have some more points to play with. And what is over here? Starting with additional planks. I mean, having some planks on hand right away is obviously pretty valuable. It lets you build one advanced processing building much earlier in your setup than you otherwise would. And then, yeah, pushing hearth levels up, upgrading mines and ore veins and stuff. Yeah, we haven't really done any mining. The mining becomes a little bit more important when you play with all of the rain mechanics, which we are about to start doing, because you do need to build more. You need to build pipes out of metal, which increases the value of metal pretty significantly. As it is right now, the only thing we routinely use metal for is making tools, and it's not like that's nothing, but yeah. So each seal that we seal is going to increase the maximum length of the cycle, which is going to make it possible for us to reach out and touch further and further seals. And you can see there's a lot of layers out here. But this is what it looks like. This is what winning looks like, is getting all the way out. So my thinking is we're going to be headed toward this levitating monument, since it is a source of artifacts, which means probably this lead seal is our final goal for this cycle. That's the plan. That's going to be it for us for today. Thank you all so much for watching. This is you have now sort of seen the whole thing. We just need to do that 7 more times with increasing length and difficulty, unlocking more variants each time, And that is the thing I failed to pull off in the last Against the Storm series. But this time, I am determined. I am hopefully better at the game than I was. I'm not going to screw up so much, and we are going to make it happen. So come back next time for the first step on that journey. And we'll see you then.